with us the eternal romantic, noted director Mohit Suri, who's made our hearts ache with many a classic love stories, be it Aashiqui 2 or more, and Ek Villain as well. And of course, songs to die for. Now he's ready with his new romantic film, Saiyaara. So thank you, Mohit, for talking to us.
Thank you so much, and this is quite the introduction. I must thank you that more for that actually.
Uh, all set for Saiyaara, nervous, excited, confident?
So, nervous, most definitely, because if it didn't matter so much, you wouldn't feel so afraid. You put in your voice into a film, and you've put in your everything that you have and you believe in. Not relied on the so-called gimmicks and the things and stuff like that, and try to just talk from the heart. I think it matters most to you that numbers and all are really important, but more than anything else, it gets the love of the people, because if you put yourself out there, you want to be liked.
So would you say this is the story most personal to you, most closest to your heart?
I mean, yeah, most definitely. I would think that we've all been in this situation. This is closest to me because we've all been in the 20s. We've all fallen in love for the first time, where we were trying to start our careers. Didn't know what was more important, the love of your life or your passion, your career. And we all, even today when I'm 44 and I have my children, I think about those moments in my life that I have just gained from, even if there were moments of heartbreak or even when things didn't end up the way I wanted them to be. I'm still drawing from them today. It's fueling every scene I write. So I think this film definitely is the closest that I could get to my own personal voice.
But why is romance so much your go-to genre almost every time?
You should ask my wife that. She keeps telling me I'm a fraud. But the fact that I've been with her for I've known her for 21 years, I must be, and that's almost probably half her life at least. I must be a hopeless romantic in some way. Why is it my go-to genre? I like every part of making a love story. I started off in a company where we were doing a lot of thrillers and stuff like that in Vishesh films, I remember. And, there was some Zaz and the... But when I was shooting a love scene and when I was composing a song, I kind of found myself gravitating towards emotional moments. Even in dream songs, like Bol Lambe Baatein and other than Kya Mujhe Pyar Hai, they were all predominantly love songs that I was making them into dance music. So I just think, I think your genre finds you rather than you finding your genre. I think when you're on that set and there are days where you're just executing and you're doing the job, you're crossing the I's, you're dotting the T's, one shot after another, you're making the film. But suddenly there's this one part of when you're directing where you shoot a particular scene and you feel very great about yourself. Those happened to be the love scenes when I was shooting it, when some magic came out. So I realized this is what I enjoy most, and I've slowly. So when I got my first blockbuster success with Murder 2, I begged Mahesh Bhatt to let me make Aashiqui.
And you're talking of love songs. Music has always been one of your strongest suits. Yes. From what I gather from the trailer, it looks like a story of a musician, right?
Yes.
So what is it? The film is primarily an ode to music or to love?
I love music. I mean, it's love songs or romantic songs. I mean, I think, I love dance music. I love, every possible kind of genre. But I think what I'm good at is, there's a myth that I'm good at music. I'm actually not really very good at music, I think. I think I'm really good at love songs as such. So I think because I enjoy making those, writing season about it.
Yeah. You may not be good for music. I don't know whether you're good at music or not, but you certainly have an ear for music. You've given us one of the finest talents, Arijit Singh. And here also you've introduced two Kashmiri singers. So what is it with finding new talent among music and otherwise also working with new talent?
I just think it's just a process that's kept me relevant and connected to the years on, the kind of music that's playing with the youngsters. I think I always try to launch one new person, whether composer or singer or lyric writer in every film. I've been doing that since the first film I did, and it's just been a process that I've been going on for. It's been going on since the first film I started, and I realized that that's the only way you stay contemporary. Whether it's, these are just the people that you know, but they're guys like Ami Mishra, Ved Sharma, who did the Malang title track. There's so many of these people that I worked with, but what this constant search to work with one new person always keeps you relevant. Otherwise, in this business, I think, once you hit success, that's the time you're actually losing connect with people, and that's why if you constantly search for a new talent, is where you will find new music, I think.
But how do you also make a love story relevant? How do you reinvent a genre which is at the core of it? It's like basic ethos would be, let's say, eternal. So how do you reinvent it? How?
I believe love stories don't need to be made contemporary. I think love, I was in college when I watched Titanic, which was a film based in the 1900s. So, uh, but I cried in the film when I watched it. I think love probably just changes its form today. You can probably be, it could be letters in the past, and it turned to phone calls during my parents' time. During my time, it was texting and messaging, and now it's, social media. But no matter what, when your heart breaks, it's pretty much in the same place where it hurts in the same place, which is right there in your chest, still center left. So no matter the technology of communication and contact can change, the heart feels the same place, falls in love the same way. So the only way to stay contempt, I mean, you can, costumes change, locations change, actors get younger, but the basic language of love, I mean, I think since when Yashji was doing it to when Adi sir is doing it, or when I was, or somebody else will be doing it, this language remains the same.
Since you've already spoken about Adi and his YRF is producing the film,
Yes.
uh, so what happens when two romantics come together?
Uh, it was a fanboy moment for me, actually, because, to be honest, so I was in the eighth standard, I think, when I saw Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, and I think while everyone was enamored with the actors, I really wanted to know who the director was and what a director does, because I was really in love with the film. And then I got to know there was this really young guy who made this film, and since then, I mean, I remember, so when I got this call and he told me, this is the only, I mean, we were a company known for love stories, and this is the love story I want to come back with after a while. It was a great fanboy moment for me. So I know that first day when I shot for the film, I told him this next time I wanted to become a director and direct love stories after I saw your films. And even when I was writing this film, when I started off, this is about 3 years back, we were just out of COVID. The atmosphere was very different. At that time, I had no contact with Yash Raj either. I decided to write a newcomer love story. And somehow it found its own way to YRF. So I think sometimes things are just destined to happen. And for me, this is like a fanboy living his moment.
But your idea of what a romantic film should be is on the same page as his, or you have your own thought process and they don't interfere in that?
No, in fact, he read the script and he said, "This is your film," because I wrote the script with my writer Sankalp, and at that time there was no YRF involved when I wrote the script. So it was a ready film that they heard. I had not cast it or anything. His input was the amazing support they've given me in making the film that I want to make. And obviously the infrastructure has helped me find the talent who has made this film. But whether it's been the music, whether it's been the making, whether it's been anything, I think it's what I genuinely needed. I needed a producer who could back my vision to spend this amount of money on a newcomer film. At that back then when I was starting the film, there were many filmmakers who genuinely cared about me, who actually said this film will never be made. No one's going to invest in newcomers at this current stage of how the industry is. And And it was only, I mean, Akshay Vidani and Adi Chopra who said, no, we want to make this film with newcomers. So what more can a filmmaker like me ask for?
No, but you are a filmmaker who has already given us so many super hits.
It's easy when you're casting known people, you know.
Hmm.
The bets get all off when you're working with complete new talent. I'm talking about post-COVID where people were doing, the South remakes and the larger-than-life cinema, and that's the only thing that was working, the fantasy films and stuff like that. And here there was this film director who wants to make a realistic love story with new people. So I think you need to have the passion or the vision to allow to put your money there.
But you were speaking of Titanic, and you said how it made you cry,
Yeah.
and your films have also made us cry so many times. Do you think that is the most important? This emotional relatability. Do you think that's the most important ingredient in a love story?
In any kind of film, I mean, when you watch it, I think, these people give too much importance to watching a film with the head and with the brain and watching with the heart. I think, the body reacts to films better. When it's a comedy film, people laugh out loud. When it's an entertaining film, they whistle. When it's a dance film, watch a very good dance sequence, people get up and dance in theaters in India. So similarly, when it's an emotional film, they should bodily cry. Tears should come out. I think it's as important as, I mean, there's each film to its own. And my intent is not, you can never approach a film and a scene saying, today in this scene, I'll make the audience cry or whatever. The idea is to just make a good film. And if they cry, I'll be happy.
But you worked with your cousin Imran before, Aditya Roy as well. Is there anything about Ahan which reminds you of them, or is there any quality of his, that is the reason why you cast?
I got it up to, you worked with Aditya Roy Kapoor and Imran Hashmi in the past.
I said, is there any quality about Ahan which reminds you of them, or is there any other particular quality in him?
It shouldn't. I mean, if anything reminded me of them, I would take. I didn't need them. I have no problem with the way they act. Or I love both of them as actors. Not only him, Siddharth Malhotra too, and all these guys. But that's not what I needed from them. If I needed them, I would cast them. Ahan should.
Yeah.
Ahan is Ahan. Ahan has his own style, his own talent, and his own fate to deal with. And I think any kind of comparisons or any kind of baggage should not be what this film requires.
And talking of your female lead Aneet, I believe she's shown as a girl from Amritsar, a Punjabi girl. Anything else that we'll see Punjabi about her, because we are in Punjab?
No, I mean, I mean, it helps that the character is playing a Punjabi girl living in Mumbai, and her parents essentially at home speaking Punjabi and stuff like that. You can't fake that. So it definitely helped that she's an Amritsar girl. Sometimes she just added a line or two in the middle where she normally talks to her parents, like how she normally talks to her parents back home. Like all other languages, local languages evolve. There's a different Punjabi that comes back home. There's a different Punjabi that people in Bombay speak. There's a different Punjabi that people in Delhi speak, right? So this girl, it definitely helped knowing that what she can do and all that stuff and all. But besides that, I mean, that is just from where you are and all is just a color. The real substance comes from the kind of acting this girl can do. And she's someone who I found after auditioning people for 4 months. I finally found someone like her. She's a talent to watch out for. She's someone who's spectacularly got a really high EQ, and she's got a great depth. Just being 21 years or 22 years of age, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how we used to think when you were 21 or 22, but this girl will come a long way, I think.
In one of the interviews, you said something about that you preferred her because she's so she's not artificial at all. She's like, she has not undergone any cosmetic treatments and all. So do you think the industry is missing that freshness right now?
The thing is, I have no moral position on cosmetology with people, each to their own. But the requirement for my film was a girl who's never done that. And today I think everyone can make out when someone's done something. Uh, and I'm not mincing my words, but it was surprising. Not You don't find many girls above the age of 18 who've not done it in today's day and age. It's kind of tough. I mean, but it's each to their own, and I don't know the parts they're playing. But my part required a girl who's slightly analog, slightly simple. I mean, very simple. Lives in a city, but is not living up to the times that are going too fast ahead. Uh, Still writes in a diary. Uh, doesn't really follow social media that well. I needed a character. That's the kind of character I was trying to write for. So it wasn't just about the cosmetology; it was the whole character that was had to be analog.
And often in your films, like especially Ek Villain, you presented Ritesh Deshmukh in a very different avatar. Any surprises like those in this film? Any actor that we should be looking out for?
No,
Was
it's
apart.
a love story, and I think it's just it's about them. That's one of the things I told even the casting directors that I mean the other actors have done a great job, like everyone else who's worked on it. But I want this film to be when you go in to be about Aneet and Ahan, essentially. Because I find it really weird that we go in to watch a love story and we come out saying, "Oh, the mother's played a very good part, the father played a very good part, the friend is just thing." But this film has to be about Aneet and Ahan, and that's what I want to keep it about.
And also the promos say that this is about true love or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So what is your idea of
That
true
you'll
love?
have to see that because you'll understand how
But
true
still,
a person I am.
still, what
It's truly
is
what I
your
have felt at some point in my life, which I've definitely felt when I was 22 or 23, trying to make a career out of myself. I obviously wasn't a musician, but the point is, we've all felt this amount of passion and love when we fell in love the first time, when you thought that you can't live without somebody. That's what's true love, I think. At least it feels that way at that time.
yeah? And it still remains the same way with you. I mean, your idea of love from Aashiqui to Saiyaara. Would you say it sustains or
My
lies?
belief, my belief in love doesn't change at all, especially with the people in my life. What was really interesting to see is it's similar what Adi sir said to me after seeing the film is that he said I've seen all your films and there was a certain amount of you angst and fighting and stuff like that in your previous films, which is a calm that I see in this film, which I've never seen in any of your films before. And that's probably how my take on love is gone. For me, fighting and fighting for the love of my life. I'm holding hands with her today and spending the rest of my life with her.
But in one of the scenes, you're talking that it's a calm film, but in one of the scenes in the trailer, I mean, I've only seen the trailer, of course. Uh, there is a scene in which he gets angry with newspaper writers, with critics, or something like that. Is that
So we've all been brash, yeah. We've done stupid things. I think he's 21, 22 in the film, and he's upset with someone writing something bad about him. When you're young, all these things bother you, right? I think we've probably always had that one episode of one angry, aspiring person who thinks he's been wrongly represented. At that age, you want to fight more than you want to do. See, that's the beginning of the film. What he ends up becoming in the end is very different.
yeah? But is that you too, in the sense that you've had a, of course, audiences have loved your films, but critics sometimes up and down. So would you say you've had a love-hate relationship with the critics?
I've actually loved the critics. I think, to be honest, I've not. I've laughed at the things that they've written about me. Sometimes they're quite funny. Also, I think it's quite creative. Um, yeah, they hurt sometimes, and most of the times. But they've been fair, I think, at times also. So, but I think it's a job. Yeah, I think it's like a job. Like my job is to make movies. It's their job to write something about a film, and everyone's just doing their job. I don't think they have a personal thing against you. I don't believe that. If they knew you, they would have something. Someone who's probably close to you can hurt you, not someone who doesn't know you.
who's so distant.
Yeah.
But what would you say to your audiences and to your fans? Why should they go and watch newcomers at times when they're not even ready to watch a superstar film and when the numbers are not looking good at all?
I don't have any advice to give to people. I actually feel I don't feel any person who has a larger insight on what they should do. I just feel like one of the people in the audience who felt like I want to see a young love story. So if you feel the same, I think which has got its heart there. It's This is not a film that's about dazzle and razzmatazz and stuff like that. It's about an honest film. Uh, Come fall in love or relive that love that you had sometime in your life, I think.
And so in that case, OTT would have been a safer choice.
I'm not the person who decides that, honestly, Monica.
Right.
I make a film and I want to be liked. And yeah, after beyond the point when the money and all happens, you want to touch someone more than anything else. You want to have affected somebody. Whether that happens, I have nothing against whether it happens in an OTT way or happens in a theater. I don't pretend. I'm not the producer. I'm not the business person. I don't know how to exploit the work I make, and I don't take that decision. My job is to make the film, and I think let them decide it. And I think they felt it was worthy for a cinematic release.
And final question, do you think many people feel that Bollywood has forgotten how to tell good love stories? I'm not counting you in that, but generally.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we were trying new genres. And it's good. I mean, the kind of films we've seen of late have been great. And it's about time we did it, because at one time we were only making love stories.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's like.
But which was the last love story that
I think it's all about.
Last love story that you may have enjoyed?
I enjoyed Kabir Singh a lot.
That was long.
Yeah, I really like that. I enjoyed Saiyaara a lot.
Yeah. Again, some time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not recent, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I felt there was a need for it at the moment. As an audience, not as a filmmaker. I didn't think about a business point of view. I just thought of it that there's been a while since I've enjoyed a love story.
Yeah.
Before that, I think there was.
I said, I'm sure you will not disappoint us with the.
I hope not. I hope not.
Saiyaara and Anu.
I hope not.
Yeah, and looking forward to watching it. And thank you so much for your.
Thank you so much, Manya. Thank you so much.